Well, first of all, I think the competition is great, and people who read my blog know this, that I don't really want to call winners and losers because I want there to be a vibrant environment where there's lots of editing applications and they duke it out, because that's what's good for us as editors. Now that said, I prefer to use a media composer for the kind of work that I do, which is long-form television and feature films. Which that's not any disrespect to Final Cut. Those people who like it love it, and there's much more overlap than there is difference between Media Composer and Final Cut. Avid essentially established a certain metaphor, which Final Cut largely kept to. There's a source monitor, whatever you call it. There's a record monitor, whatever you call it. There's a timeline. And the differences are in the details, and the details matter, obviously, and we all get very exercised over it. My intuition about the difference between the applications is that the Media Composer focuses more on trim, and Final Cut focuses more on moving segments around, moving clips around. Final Cut is more drag and drop. Media Composer is more JKL play. I think JKL play is more precise than drag and drop. I'm very focused on trim mode. I spend a lot of time in trim mode. I think you can be very precise and do very, very complicated things very quickly on the Media Composer that you can't really do in Final Cut. But I welcome Final Cut as a tool. I hope people use it. I will eventually have to use it on a production. I haven't yet, but I've experimented with it extensively. And I think Premiere Pro is a potential contender too, and I hope they are. I think it would be that much more exciting if there were 3 applications out there. The worst times we've had, and you know this because you were there, is when there was only one. And development stopped, and we all knew what needed to get done, and this happened with montage too. What we want is, this is the American way, competition, and it turns out it kind of works.